praise to the Creator, nobody else. Peace and love, everyone. Let's give the Creator some praise.
Praise the high, the most high. Oh, praise the high, the most high. And praise the high, the most high. Oh, praise the high, the most high. Oh, praise the high, the most high.
All right, y'all, here we go. So, yeah, things are getting real crazy. So, the truckers went out and did their thing. But, out of sudden, Canada's government is getting mad.
All Rider here. Some very disturbing news coming out of Ottawa. They pretty much declared war on the truckers and just about every hard-working Canadian in Canada right now. I'm going to play this. This is a lawyer out of Ottawa. Just put this up as we speak.
It's Friday, February 4th, and I'm speaking to you from the hotel at the center of the Truckers' Freedom Convoy in downtown Ottawa. Over the past year, the federal government in Canada, under Prime Minister Trudeau, has taken away Canadians' charter rights, constitutional rights to travel freely, has taken away truckers' rights to travel, their mobility rights, their ability to make a living under the Constitution for those who've chosen to be unvaccinated. This afternoon, the chief of the city police for Ottawa made announcements that are disturbing and should trouble Canadians and those around the world who support this trucker protest for freedom. The police chief essentially announced an assault on the protesters. He announced that very specific measures that we normally only see instituted by oppressive regimes around the world would be initiated. He effectively announced that he is going to be taking away Canadians' charter right of peaceful assembly and freedom of expression. We are being censored. Please get this out to the world.
Okay, everybody, if you want to watch that, you can watch it on Rumble. Things are really coming to a boiling point. I hope everybody will hold the line, because our future is at stake, our kids are at stake, the grandkids are at stake. Everybody be safe. Everybody, All Rider here. This man is one of the men that is in our coalition of Charter of Rights. And he has something very important to say. I think it needs to be shared, and I would like everybody to share this worldwide, because this is what it's come to here in Canada under our deep state government.
I am very alarmed tonight at the escalation in the tactics and the words of the Ottawa Police, especially the Ottawa Police Chief. The remarks we heard this afternoon were frightening for any freedom-loving citizen. Quite frankly, they remind me of the Stasi in East Germany when they were floundering and flailing at their worst. To tell your officers that you will investigate and prosecute them for providing water and food to lawful, legal demonstrators is absolutely appalling and should be condemned by every citizen of this country. In fact, it should galvanize our nation to stand against this tyranny. This is exactly why people have gathered here in Ottawa, because this has to stop. Our Prime Minister is leading this nation into a hateful, divisive, totalitarian society, and this has to stop now. Mr. Police Chief, I call on you to retract those words or resign. What we're hearing from you is absolutely terrifying. I cannot imagine that the day has come in Canada where the police chief says to his officers to stop aiding and abetting the basic necessities of life to people. Not only that, he threatened those that support or attend or somehow find themselves in the vicinity of this lawful and legal protest that is completely protected by our Charter of Rights and Freedoms in Canada, which is enshrined in our Constitution. And he's threatening people like us with searching our bank records, our license plates, facial recognition. Shaolin much? Is this North Korea or is this Canada? This has to stop. And this is why there's an awakening across this nation that will not stop until this sort of regime is toppled by peaceful and lawful means. But we have to have a change in government and governance now. That's why I'm in Ottawa. That's why thousands of us are here. That's why millions of Canadians support what is happening. Mainstream polling shows the shift in the narrative is swift and decisive, with well over half of Canadians already asking and in favor of all restrictions being lifted now, and that's what the demand is of the protesters here and across this country. So I would urge those in government and those in policing to find themselves on the right side of history. This is not a threat. This is simply the musings of a Canadian citizen that is very alarmed at the totalitarian, fascist thoughts of a police chief and government gone rogue.
Hey, everybody.
Chime has fee overdraft with SpotMe. If you need a little extra cash at the end of the month, it's there. Up to $200 when you set up direct deposit.
I want to reiterate what Ottawa residents have endured, what Ottawa businesses have endured, what our own service members and our partners have endured over the last week is unacceptable.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
And we have learned from our experience. We have gathered new evidence.
I saw that, you son of a bitch! You did that on purpose! You're going to wait in your grave! I got the evidence! Put the evidence in the car! Put the evidence in the car! I gotta barbecue your assy molasses!
We have secured new allies.
Where the hell are they? They should be here by now. Hello, Buford, you old sugar. Is that you, Gaylord? You bet your little belly button it is.
And we're implementing new measures to bring this demonstration to an end.
Are you ready, Gaylord? We are ready with charge akimbo. Are you ready, Reggie? We are prepared for combat.
We are doing more and more each day as we learn and understand the nature of this demonstration, how it is supported, funded, sustained, and committed to continuing on despite best efforts by policing partners here and across the country.
Are you gonna be talking out of your ass?
The top came off.
No shit.
We're absolutely committed to bringing this demonstration to an end.
That vehicle happens to be evidence. Valuable evidence. pursuit of for 700 miles. He is wanted for the Mann Act, kidnapping, and the attempted murder of over 20 brother officers.
We've implemented major new efforts, 150 new officers.
Now take a little look up to your left. Now take a look behind you. Apprehend that horse ass for reckless freedom.
Based on the intelligence, will be applied in those 3 neighborhoods most impacted, where that trust has been most impacted.
I have just apprehended the bandit.
No, sir. You just apprehended my captain.
Take the cuffs off, Junior.
But Daddy, we just...
Take that cuffs off, you moose twit. If you're going to hang out in these kind of joints, wear a badge on your thigh.
24 hours a day over the next 4 days coming through this weekend, those officers will be focused on enforcement, bringing to order, and bringing to justice those who've committed disorder and unlawful acts. We have been enforcing the bylaws, the Provincial Offences Act, the Criminal Code. We've been reducing the number of trucks in the entire city of Ottawa, and particularly in the downtown core, including in the red zone.
Tell me, how many trucks do you see?
I see one, unless I've been drinking. Hey, boy, do it to it. Well, then I must be commode hanging drunk, but I swear I see a ton of trucks.
Hey, Daddy, what's that?
Holy shit.
I'm going to invite Deputy Chief Bell to provide that intelligence update for you.
Thank you very much for the question. In terms of intelligence that we have for this weekend, we are receiving information, have been tracking and working with our partners. We're anticipating between 300 to 400 trucks attempting to enter to engage in the demonstration this weekend. Any more crew that's corrupt?
they declared, your government declared war on the Canada citizens, but see, the Canada truckers is standing up, not just for Canada, standing up for the United States of America and Canada. People are tired of the buffoonery, and they constantly trying to push what they want. You would have thought they would have stopped at that. They sending soldiers to sit up there and Coast Guard to sit up there and try to pick on the truckers and trying to get the police to arrest the truckers and call them unlawful citizens, and they doing unlawful protest. No, they doing lawful protest. And now they turned around after that, because they still ain't gonna stop for a while, y'all. You got to really see what's going on, right? And if I was you, I get ready to fight my government because they want it. And they openly declaring war on y'all. They don't give a crap. And listen, this how it's looking like it's gonna be everywhere. But they want to go for your guns. Well, I'm so happy this one brother has something to say. Listen to this. But if I was y'all, you better get ready.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes. I didn't have time to.
You have to give us your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Mark Robinson. I live at. That's right here in Greensboro. Lived in Greensboro all my life. I didn't have time to write a fancy speech. I didn't have time to. I didn't have the resource of an English teacher to sit down and write a speech with at school today and be brought over here to practice or anything. What I really came down here for is this. I've heard a whole lot of people in here talking tonight about this group and that group, and domestic violence and blacks, these minorities and that minority. What I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony. I've never done anything like that. But it seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. You want to turn around and restrict my right, constitutional right that's spelled out in black and white. You want to restrict my right to buy a firearm and protect myself from some of the very people you're talking about in here tonight. It's ridiculous. I don't think Rod Serling could come up with a better script. It does not make any sense. The law-abiding citizens of this community and many communities around this country, we're the first ones taxed and the last ones considered and the first ones punished when things like this happens, because our rights are the ones that are being taken away. That's the reason why I came down here today. Gun show or no gun show, NRA or no NRA. I'm here to stand up for the law-abiding citizens of this community, because I'm going to tell you that what's going to happen. You can take the guns away from us all you want to. You all write a law, I follow the law, I'll bring my guns down here, I'll turn them in. But here's what's going to happen. The Crips and the Bloods on the other side of town, they're not going to turn their guns in. They're going to hold on to them. And what's going to happen when you have to send the police down there to go take them? The police can barely enforce the law as it is. As what I see, we demonize the police, criminalize and vilify the police, and we make the criminals into victims. And we're talking about restricting guns? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that when the police department's already hamstrung? You're not going to be able to go down here and take these guns from these criminals. So the criminals are going to hold on to their guns. They're still going to have them. They're still going to break in my house, and they're still going to shoot me with them. And guess who's going to be the one that suffers? It's going to be me. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight, it is not going to happen without a fight. And when I say fight, I don't mean shots fired. I don't mean fist thrown. I mean, I'm going to come down here to this city council and raise hell just like these loonies from the left do until you listen to the majority of the people in this city. And I am the majority. The majority of the people in this city are law-abiding. And they follow the law, and they want their constitutional right to be able to bear arms. They want to be able to go to the gun show and buy a hunting rifle or a sport rifle. There are no military grade weapons sold at the gun show. An AR-15 is not a military-grade weapon. Anybody that would go into combat with an AR-15 is a fool. It's a semi-automatic 22 rifle. You'd be killed in 15 minutes in combat with that thing. So we need to dispel all these myths, and we need to drop all this division that we got going on here. Because the bottom line is, when that Second Amendment was written, whether the framers liked it or not, they wrote it for everybody. And I am everybody. And the law-abiding citizens of this city are everybody. And we want our rights, and we want to keep our rights. And by God, we're going to keep them, come hell or high water.
I'm so glad that brother spoke out. But I'm going to be dead honest with you. See, fuck their law. Creator's law. Creator's law is natural law. Thou shalt not kill an unarmed man. But if you got the nerve to think that you're going to come and take my gun or try to convince me or anybody else to take my gun or anybody's gun, then there's also one that says an eye for an eye. So if you think you have the right to do that, then that simply means, law of the land, I got the right to blow your brains out. I'm not advocating violence. I'm advocating your right, your creator given right, your constitutional right, your if you're human, you're human, or if you light being, you light being, when I'll say you're light being right, or if you're human, you're human right, to defend oneself. If anybody tries to stop you from being able to defend yourself, and I ain't say nothing wrong. Everybody feels the same way. Y'all might want to get ready. Your government, they want the smoke. Peace and love.